guys, it's me, Ruowen Huang. It's been a while, I get it, but as I say, holiday season, time is a little bit unpredictable. And also last week, our kids' school, many of you who have kids must know. So it's gonna be busy during the holiday. So I can only do as many broadcasts as I can find myself time to do so. But anyway, today just thought I'd come up and have a little chat with you guys. Before I start, let me introduce myself. My name is Ruowen Huang. I'm an author, spirit coach, and also a psychic. Today I want to talk about the difference between expressing yourself and being opinionated. Why does this issue brought up? It's actually pretty funny. Longest time, through the consultation, right? Then very often I would suggest people that they need to be more expressive. They need to really express themselves, you know. And then it never really come across my mind that people do not get what that meant. It's not until not long ago, I guess last week, I have a client, and then when I'm telling this person to express themselves, they give me this look like they are really puzzled. Luckily, she brought a friend. Friend happened to know me well enough to decipher what I really want to say. So what she then translate saying, because what I try to tell her is, I tell you to express yourself, not really the way you think you express yourself, but you have to really in sync with who you are, what you are, and then what you are passionate about. So anyway, our mutual friend, since she know me long enough to decipher my word, she's saying, well, what she meant is, you should be more expressive, but not to be opinionated, right? So that's the moment I actually have this, light bulb moment. Because I start to realize the reaction that she have, which this client have, is exactly same as many clients I have. When I talk to people about you need to be more expressive of yourself, later on you will start to understand it was actually kind of crucial, because it's a way for you to slowly figure out who you are. By slowly figure out who you are, you will then be able to have a tool to slowly loving yourself, to love this person, what I like, what I don't like, this is who I am, this is not who I am. But you cannot really get in sync with that if all the story run in your head. Run in your head, you don't really speak it out. As I say, everything is all connected as a dot. Theory will only be a theory until you make it into the action. In this case, it's just that. Expressing yourself is basically the action. The action by putting all the story that's always running in your head out to the world, so then you can either get some feedback or then you can actually get an idea how realistic those ideas are. You know what I mean? So, in the process of soul searching, purpose searching, or test searching, you cannot do that without learning the skill, who I am. You cannot know who you are if you don't ever want to express yourself out. So because of that experience, I thought I would be sharing with you a little bit here. What's the difference between express yourself and being opinionated? It's very often when I tell people like you need to be more expressive of yourself, people think I do tell people what I don't like. What do you mean? I do speak up. By speaking up, they think I have the gut or I have the courage to tell people I don't like it. I don't like you. That's ugly. I hate it. So in their mind, they're thinking, well, I do say that. I got no problem with expressing myself. No, what I try to say is just because you're opinionated. That means if you don't know what opinionated, you have opinion to a lot of things. That doesn't mean you are very expressive. Now, the very simple rule for you to identify if you are opinionated or you are very expressive. You see, if you're very expressive, if you understand the whole foundation of I'm the center of my universe, I'm the character of my universe, right? I'm here to learn to really love myself, appreciate myself, figure out who I am. You will start to realize everything that I'm here suggesting to do surround with one subject, and that subject is you. That is I. Do I like it? Don't I like it? What can I stand for? What can I not stand for? What's my boundary? What can I tolerate? What do I like? What do I dislike? You know what I mean? slowly, by asking yourself so many questions, that you will start to come to a very solid form of you. That is a person stand for you. That's who you are. That's what you want to be. And then that's me. You know what I mean? So when you start to learn to express yourself, you will start to realize it's same as everything we've been talking about. Your subject will be I. Not you, but I. That is, no, people will ask you, hey, how's this clothes? What do you think? I always say that's not my style. But that is simply not my style. That doesn't mean that's not your style. You know why? Because through the whole process of me trying to figure out myself, I start to realize I need my own time. I have my own preference. I have my like and dislike. Through all that work, like for you to figure out this is me, trust me, through that process, you will also learn to respect other people have their preference too. Other people have their style too. Other people have their like and dislike. So when word coming out of your mouth, when you want to express yourself, unlikely you have intention to attack. You know what I mean? So-called attack mean I unlikely would say you look ugly. Just because I don't like it, just because that's not my style. My style, just because that's not my style, that doesn't mean it look ugly on everybody else. You know what I mean? So when you try to be expressive, you express your feeling, but whatever sentence you choose to use or whatever sentence you choose to say will also be under the big umbrella called respect. You know what I mean? Because you respect we are all individual. You respect we are all different. You respect we have like and dislike. So even people will clearly ask you, what do you think? Well, that's not my style, but maybe your style. Or when I say, well, that doesn't look good on you, but I don't want to attack you. What does I usually do is I will try to think about a productive way of saying, like, what can I do or things I can say to make it better, which I will give you an example later. So if you understand that, being expressive yourself, the subject is always about you. You speak from you, but also have a respect for others because we're all different. But when you're being opinionated, you will realize your subject is no longer you. It's not about you. It's about others. It's about how other people is not doing the way you like it. It's about how this world is not functioning the way you expect them to function. So you'll realize when you're being opinionated, your subject is not I. It's about you. You look ugly. They are bad. Society should not do it this way because this is totally, stupid or something like that. You start to realize your subject is not about you anymore. And then you have no respect. Therefore, what I try to say is, when I try to tell you to express yourself, it's about connect with your passion. What I like, what I dislike, how can I do, what can I do to really bring out like true me out, right? So everything is around that. The more you are more passionate about who you are, the more you are excited about your life, you will be more expressive without having expectation. As many episodes ago, I already tell you, the only reason we really got hurt or disappointed is because we attach it with expectation. But the whole journey, you know how difficult it is. You will have the understanding of other people too have that kind of journey. Other people too will have their like or dislike. It's not you to decide whether they should like it or not like it. You know what I mean? You have the right to express yourself, but you don't have right to tell people how to live their life. Therefore, the way you use, the way you talk, the tone you use, or the word you choose would be totally different if you're coming from, I simply want to focus on how to express myself, right? But if you are opinionated, very simple. You don't have all that attachment with you, right? Because you don't care people have different like or dislike. You don't really care what they think. You just want to throw your opinion out there. Don't really care if it's productive or not. And thinking, well, I'm being authentic. No, you are not. What you're really trying to do is you are trying to attack people. And then you will later on being upset why people never listen to you. Okay? So here, if I give you a very, very vague idea, I'm going to give you a real example between me and my husband, which is, I believe, it's not just us. It probably happened all around, but we just, we are guinea pig. We are the guinea pig. I use us as an example to show it to you guys. But I believe this example happened in every situation between you and your colleague, you and your husband, or you and your partner or husband, right? So anyway, holiday season coming. So sure enough, our house we got a lot of clutter or gifts, or we always buying gift because we have kids, right? So my husband had the need to express himself. Then his need to express himself is he say, well, I can honestly say you are the person who continue to bring the stuff into the house and, basically calling me you are the holder of the house, right? So yesterday wasn't the best day. So I'm like, well, I can clearly say this words, the intention behind this sentence is purely attacking. There's no constructive, point of this, because I don't think so. And then sure enough, it come to a little light debate, not even big debate, but a debate, because my husband want to clarify, he's not attacking, he's simply clarify the fact. And I say, what is the point of this sentence for clarifying the fact? Because it only triggered the argument. Other than argument, it had not put anything positive input into our relationship. Not to mention, it doesn't benefit anything to our relationship. It seemed to jeopardize our relationship. So therefore, I wasn't quite sure what really your intention is. And then my husband said, well, I think I have a right to express how I feel, right? Many of us do that. My husband is not the only one. I did that sometimes, probably. I have the need to express how I feel. Right? It's because I don't like it. And I think you are being such a holder. I need to let you know. I have a need to let you know you're being such a holder. So I say, and then you totally don't see that sentence come with a intention of attacking or hurting me. And then my husband say, no. I say, great. Then let's switch the situation for now. I'm just going to switch it. My sentence to you is, you are the only person who bring negative energy to this house. Because it's exactly the same sentence my husband was using. So right away, my husband feel hurt, right? And I say, how do you feel? And then he said, well, that's not a very nice thing to say. I said, no, it's not. But it's exactly the same sentence what you just say to me. Now, I feel the need to clarify the fact and say as it is and express how I feel. And now tell me, how do you feel? How do you feel? So sure enough, that is a very shitty feeling that we live to people. You know what I mean? So this is exactly the situation I can give it to you. The difference between being expressive and being opinionated. In this case, we're simply being opinionated. What really we're trying to create is a fight. You may or may not agree you're trying to create a fight, but you are. So very often you will come back and think about how come you will have this feeling, how come people never listen to me? Why doesn't people listen to me? Why? Very simple. Because you were being opinionated. You were not being expressive. Because being opinionated have an intention, you simply want to start a fight. Because by throwing a bomb out there, really, what does that do? What good does that do? It do nothing, right? So this morning, I give my husband another example. I say, many follow, I understand. Many of you would do the same. But then this is a moment you start to think about. If you want to be a follower, sure, complain all your life. Complain all you want, complain as much as you want, but then don't complain why life is not happening for you. Because you create your reality. You simply make things happen for you. Because you're so used to complain and you never held accountability to what you say, what you do, therefore you're simply collecting what you've been throwing out there. So I say, if you want to be a leader, you are tired of being a follower, you want to be a leader, and you want to make things happen for your life, this is a difference. I tell you to be expressive of yourself. I did not tell you to throw your opinion out there and not to be responsible for it, not to held accountable for accountability for it. You know what I mean? So instead of saying, you are the one who always bring the negative energy at home, I could have a different way of saying that. The only difference is, if you want to be a leader, everything you say come from what is the solution to this? Or how can I come up with a solution that we can work together? You know what I mean? So instead of telling you like, hey, you are always the person who bring the negative energy home, I could say it the same different way, saying, hey, you might wanna, just do a quick meditation right before you walk in the house, just clear out all your energy before you walk in the house. And then in this case, my husband might ask why. And I would say, well, because you're running around outside all day, you go to all those old buildings and you don't know what kind of energy you're bringing in. You know what I mean? So, if you're doing that, you may be able to filter it out before you walk into the house. Okay, those two sentences, hey, you're the person who bring the negative. Totally not productive. Totally just want to provoke a fight, right? Or I actually give a very constructive suggestion, which also express, yes, the energy is a little bit dark, but hey, we can work together. You know what I mean? So anyway, just a little bit idea, like I throwing out there, some conversation I have with me and my husband, but I believe it happened also between you, your family, and things like that. Very often we're stuck in a relationship. We wonder why people do not understand us, or why does people not trying to listen to where we come from. Now, I'm simply give you a different perspective of things for you to really sit back and think about. Why? Is it because I'm trying to express myself, or is it because I'm simply being opinionated? Those two different things usually will give you very different outcome. One will have people guarded right away and feel need to defend for themselves, feel the need to attack you even, because the first sentence you speak out, they feel being attacked. Therefore, it's only human nature, they have the need to attack you. But if you want to live in a world that you feel people do listen to you, and then you can all work together, try to be expressive. And then if you still don't know what's the difference between those two, very simple. When you're trying to be expressive, your sentence will most likely start with I. Not only start with I, you also will have attachment or respect. That is, whether people who is listen to me or not agree or disagree with me, I will understand, because through the process of me trying to figure myself out, I understand everybody are different. Therefore, I will not take their disagreement personally, because I'm simply expressing myself. So that's okay. But when you are being opinionated, you will start to realize your subject is always about other people. It's not about you. You hated how other people is not working the way you want them to be, and you would take their disagreement more personally, because usually when people being opinionated, they have the expectation attached to them as well. So anyway, very random talk all over the place, but just thought I come out and share with you all a little bit experience I have. So again, if you like what I'm doing, you can always join me live on Facebook, or go to subscribe my YouTube channel or my website, ruowen.com. Till then, I see you guys next time.